At this time, if you would please rise, I'm going to ask Mr. Griner if he would please lead us in the invocation and the pledge.
Dear Lord, just thank you for this country and this state and this county and city, Lord. Just watch over all of us and protect us all, Lord, and just be with us each and every day. Lord, just look on this country favoritively tonight, Lord, and help us to elect the person that will be the best for this country and the best for you. And Lord, just help us to understand what you want out of us as county commissioners and just as individuals all the time, Lord. Just help us to understand what you want and what your will is. And Lord, we love you very much, and just bless this country. Amen. Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Commissioners, inside your packet, you'll find your work session minutes from October the 24th and your regular session minutes from October the 25th. If there's no additions, deletions, or corrections, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
Make a motion, we approve.
We have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the vote. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. Hearing none, the motion carries. Agenda item 5A is an appointment. This is for the Hospital Authority of Valdosta and Lowndes County. Mr. Pritchard.
Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, the term of Mr. Bill Cowart to the Hospital Authority will expire December 1st. You have a letter of recommendation from Mr. Sam Allen, Chairman of the Hospital Authority, in which there are 3 names recommended: Suzanne Prince, Larry Toby, and Ben Copeland.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Pritchard. Any questions from Mr. Pritchard? All right, Commissioners, again, as I've said, we've got 3 very qualified names that has been forwarded from the Hospital Authority for your consideration. I'll open the floor up for nominations.
I move that we appoint Ben Copeland.
You move that we appoint Ben Copeland. Okay, anyone else? Any other nominations? All right, I'll close the nominations. All in favor of Mr. Copeland? Signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. Hearing none, Mr. Copeland is appointed. We'll now move to agenda item 7A. This is the quitclaim deed for the abandonment of the right-of-way off of Peyton Place. Mr. Fletcher?
We got to have the public hearing first. You said the quitclaim deed. This is the public hearing.
I'm sorry, you're correct. This is the public hearing item for the abandonment of the excess portion of right-of-way off of Peyton Place.
Yes, sir. What we have before us is the public hearing for the excess right-of-way that was left over on Peyton Place after the paving, where we realigned the road to make a 90-degree intersection. This is a public hearing and ready. It has been advertised, and the certified mails have been sent to the property owners.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Fletcher. Any questions for Mr. Fletcher? Okay, hearing none, we'll move to the public participation portion of it. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak in opposition to this request? Anyone that would like to speak in opposition? Hearing none, is there anyone that would like to speak in favor of this? Anyone that would like to speak in favor? Okay, hearing none, we'll close the public participation portion of it and turn it back over to the commissioners for your consideration.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we abandon the excess portion of the right-of-way at Peyton Place.
Okay, we have a motion to abandon the excess portion of the right-of-way off of Peyton Place. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, we'll call the vote. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. Hearing none, the motion carries. We'll now move to agenda item 7A, and that is the quitclaim deed for the abandonment of the right-of-way off of Peyton Place. Mr. Fletcher.
Yes, sir. This is the quitclaim deed for the excess right-of-way that we just abandoned that will quitclaim the property back to the adjacent property owner.
Any questions for Mr. Fletcher? Okay, hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I move.
Motion,
Go ahead, Mark.
motion to authorize the chairman to sign the quitclaim deed
Do we have a motion to authorize the chairman to sign the quitclaim deed?
for the
Do we have a
abandoned.
second?
Second.
We have a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the vote. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. Hearing none, the motion carries. Okay, we'll now move to agenda item 7B. This is the abandonment of an unopened right-of-way, Avenue I.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Fletcher?
Yes, sir. The county has received a request to abandon some unopened right-of-way that was formerly platted and known as Avenue I. The right-of-way has never been opened or maintained by the county, and the property owners are requesting that the county abandon this and quitclaim it back to them. This will be the initial determination where the county will have to determine whether the section of county road has for any reason ceased to be used by the public to the extent that no substantial public purpose is served by it, or that its removal from the county road system is otherwise in the public's best interest.
Okay, thank you, sir. Any questions from Mr. Fletcher?
Mr. Fletcher, what, number 3 there on, this is Block C?
Yes, sir.
What is that? Who owns that piece of property?
Let me see what
I'm sorry. The piece in the middle,
that is all owned by the Carroll family.
all this?
Yes.
Okay.
Got your answer? Any
Yes,
other
sir.
questions?
I'm good.
Okay. Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I move that,
I move that we make the required determination that the section of County Road that we're talking about, Tract I, or Avenue I, has, let's see. It's the best, let's see. I'll get there in a second. This section of the county road system has ceased to be used by the public to the extent that no sufficient public purpose is served by it. Something like that.
Okay? All right, we have a motion.
second,
We have a motion that this section of the county road has ceased to be used for the public to the extent that no substantial public purpose is served by it, or that its removal from the county road system is otherwise to the best public interest.
That's exactly what I
That's
meant
what
to
you
say.
meant to say. I thought it was. Okay,
Second.
that's the motion. Do we have a second?
second,
We have a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the vote. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. Hearing none, the motion carries. Agenda item 7C is the approval of the elected officials using county-issued purchasing cards and credit cards. Ms. Black?
Yes, sir. During 2015, the General Assembly passed legislation that changed the requirements for county-issued purchasing cards and credit cards that were used by elected officials. In February of this year, you passed an ordinance outlining that program for use by those officials. The other requirement of the statute was that they be approved in a public meeting after they signed a user agreement. We have been working with the elected officials. The majority of those have decided to turn their cards in, but we have the 3 listed who have signed the agreements and are ready for the approval.
Okay. Any questions from Ms. Black? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion. I just need a motion to approve the list.
I move that we approve the list.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the list. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the vote. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. Hearing none, the motion carries. Agenda item 8, County Manager's Report. Mr. Pritchard.
No additional report, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. Do we have any citizens wishing to be heard? No citizens wishing to be heard. Is there any other business? Hearing no other business, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.